guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be doing my best and worst of Too Faced. I haven't done a video like this on my channel before. I know in the past when I first started out with YouTube, I did a video where I showed all of my favorite products from Too Faced, but I don't think I've done a video like this, and I have seen tons of videos like this floating around on YouTube, and I just wanted to do one with you guys. And if you guys like this type of video, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do another brand for this, this type of video. So the products that I'm going to be showing in today's video are products that are my holy grails from Too Faced, and then I have some products that I don't like from Too Faced, products that don't work for me, that don't look good on my skin tone, and just don't work all around, that I don't really like. And I'm pretty sure some of the products that I don't like may be some of you guys' favorites. So just don't think that I am, trying to bash Too Faced or anything like that. You guys know I really like Too Faced anyway. It's just that some of their products don't work for me and I just don't like, period. But anyway, if you guys are interested in seeing my best and worst of Too Faced, then let's go ahead and jump right in. So I managed to put everything inside this box. I have all of my favorites and I also have the products that I don't really like from Too Faced. So we're gonna start out with the products that I love. And when I say love, I mean love, like holy grail status. So we'll start out with face products. And I wanna mention the Hangover Primer by Too Faced. Y'all already know I was gonna mention this in today's video because you guys already know that this is my jam. I am obsessed with this primer. I have gone through so many of these and I have said this over and over and over again on my channel, but some of you are new to my channel and you don't know, but this is my all-time favorite face primer. Now, I'm not the one to spend money on face primers like that, but this is the only primer that I would continuously purchase over and over and over because it's just that good. I love how it makes the skin feel. It feels so refreshing and so moisturizing on the skin. So if you have dry skin, I would recommend this. Even if you have oily skin, I do recommend this as well because it doesn't make the skin look, and I feel like I'm saying skin like 50 million times, but I don't know what else to call my face. We'll just say face. Now the thing about me is I love a moisturizer. I apply moisturizer in the morning, at nighttime. I just love to apply moisturizer on my face. And the fact that this is like a 2-in-1 thing, like I don't have to apply a moisturizer after applying this, like this is all I need. And if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you guys know that this is the main primer that I would use over and over and over again in my videos in the past. And I would also mention this in several favorites videos, but this is hands down my favorite primer of all time. So I definitely had to mention that one in today's video. And as far as foundation, now that I finally have my perfect shade, I can go ahead and talk about the Born This Way foundation. But I love the formula of this foundation. It just looks so natural on the skin. It just literally looks like your skin, but better. And it's actually what I have on my face today. I've been wearing this foundation over and over and over again ever since I got it. I think I got it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but ever since then I have not put it down, and I am so glad that I finally have my perfect shade. So Jackie did collab with Too Faced to create more shades in this foundation, and I am in the shade Chai. So I do have a full review on this if you guys want to see it. I'm going to have the video down below in my description, but I definitely had to mention this as one of my favorites from Too Faced because the finish of it is so beautiful, you guys. It looks so natural. If you are one of those people who like to wear foundation but you don't want your foundation to look like you have on foundation, definitely try this foundation out, you guys. If you haven't already, definitely try it out. So let's talk about their concealers. So in the past, I would use the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. I used this a ton in the past, and I think I've featured this in several favorites videos as well. This was definitely my holy grail concealer from Too Faced. And recently they just came out with more concealers, and they call it the multi-use sculpting concealer. So these are gonna give you full coverage, and they are a little bit thicker than the Naturally Radiant concealer. And by the way, I did do a full review on their new multi-use sculpting concealers if you guys want to check that video out. In that video, I show you guys the differences between the two. So one side I have on the new concealer, and then the other side of my face I have on this concealer. So you guys will see the differences in that video if you haven't seen it already, but I will have it linked down below in my description. So for their new concealers, I wasn't like die-hard fan for them the first time I tried them. I mean, I liked them, but this is one of those products that I had to use over and over and over again to really see if I really liked it. And now that I've gotten so much use out of these concealers, I think I like it better than the Naturally Radiant concealer, because these are going to give you more coverage, and I also like the fact that I can use these to spot conceal. They did send me the whole PR box, so I have several different shades. So I do use, you know, different shades on my face instead of just one shade. But the one that I use to spot conceal is Toffee. I think in the video where I was doing my review on these, I used the shade Maple for my under eye concealer, but Chestnut is actually a better match for me. So I've actually grown to love these, and I cannot put them down. I use Chestnut all the time as my under eye concealer. It's actually what I have on my face today. So right now I'm actually wearing the Too Faced Born This Way foundation with the Chestnut concealer. And oh, and by the way, I did spot conceal with Toffee before I applied my foundation. But yes, I'm starting to love these concealers more and more and more now that I'm using them over and over and over again. But I'm still liking the Born This Way Naturally Radiant concealer. I just feel like I don't like it as much as the Nude concealers. But the thing with this one is it's not going to give you as much coverage as the Nude concealers. This one is very it's pretty much like it says. It's a naturally radiant concealer, so it's not as thick as the Nude concealers, and it just looks very natural on the skin. And the Born This Way Naturally Radiant concealer is a little bit more dewy than the Nude concealers, which you guys will see in that video. Again, I will have it down below in my description. So when it comes to their setting powders, I think the Peach Perfect setting powder is the best one that they have come out with. The only thing I don't like about it is the color, but I noticed when you apply it on the skin, it kind of soaks in, so you can't really see much of that color on the skin. So it does have like a pink, like a pinky peach shade to it, but it is going to last on your skin all day long, you guys. It's gonna keep everything matte. It's gonna keep everything in place. And it just makes everything look so smooth, so flawless. Whereas the Born This Way setting powder, this is also going to make everything look smooth and flawless, and also going to keep everything in place. But I feel like it doesn't last on the skin as long as the Peach Perfect setting powder. Like, this is holy grail status. But I mean, if you're one of those people who don't really want something that's super mattifying on the skin, then you may like the Born This Way better. But this one is going to keep your concealer in place. I just apply this under the eyes, my chin, my forehead, and also down the bridge of my nose, and that's it. I don't apply it all over the face because it is a mattifying setting powder, and I don't want my face to look too matte. But this is going to keep your concealer in place. It's not going to crease up. It's just going to make everything look so beautiful on the skin, and it lasts on the skin all day long. Okay, so Too Faced has a ton of eyeshadow palettes, and I have a ton of their palettes in my collection. And I just went ahead and picked out 4 of those palettes from my collection that I feel like are the best of the best from Too Faced. So the first one I want to mention is the Just Peachy Mattes palette. So this one is going to have all mattes in it, and it's also a warm tone palette. So if you like warm tones, if you like all mattes, this is going to be your jam. And by the way, I think by the time this video goes up, I think the sale on Sephora is still happening where this palette is half off. I think it's originally $45, but right now it's, I think, $22.50. So if that sale is still going on, I'm gonna have the information down below in my description. So definitely check it out. And if you have been wanting to get your hands on this, if like the sale is still happening, now is the time to get your hands on this palette because it is half off. And I feel like this will go good on pretty much anybody. So they did an amazing job with this palette. And it also smells like peaches. It smells good. So this next one is the original chocolate bar palette from Too Faced. And I feel like every girl should have this in her collection. If you don't have any palettes from Too Faced and you want to try out one of their eyeshadow palettes, this is probably going to be the best one to start out with, because I mean, this is going to be that good everyday palette, and I feel like this is perfect for those of you who are just beginning in makeup. I mean, the shades in here are pigmented, they're easy to blend out, it smells like chocolate, and the shades in here are perfect to create those everyday looks. If you work in the office, if you're a teacher, if you work in retail, anywhere, I think this is just a good palette to have in your collection. So the next palette that I love by Too Faced is their Sweet Peach palette, and I have used this quite a bit in the past. I've actually hit pan on one of the shades right here, But I really like this palette, you guys. I feel like you can also do a lot of looks with this one as you can with the other two that I mentioned. I think this palette can go both ways as far as a fall palette and also a summer palette. You have shades in here that are bright and colorful, and you also have those warm tones in here as well. So I don't know, I just really like this palette, and I also like how the shades in here are easy to blend out too. And then you have the chocolate gold palette, which I think they did such a good job with this palette. It's very different. It's something that I would not expect from Too Faced, but I'm really glad that they came out with a palette like this. You have 4 mattes in here, which are these 4 right here, and the rest are metallics. But the thing about this is these metallics are so pigmented and they're easy to blend. I did do a full video on this palette. If you guys want to see that video, I'm gonna have the video link down below in my description. So I want to talk about one more eyeshadow palette from Too Faced, which is actually a collab with someone else, and they have done several different collabs with influencers, but this one is probably by far the best one that I have tried, and that is the Vegas Nay Stardust palette. This one was limited edition. I think all of their collabs were limited edition, but this one is by far probably one of the best collab palettes that they have came out with, and I just adore it. Like, the shades in here are absolutely gorgeous. I noticed with some of their palettes, like some of their holiday palettes, the shadows don't really blend as good, but these are like butter. Like, these blend so beautifully on the eyes. The black in here is probably one of the best black shadows that I have tried from Too Faced, and I just love this palette. Like, as a whole, like, the shades in here are absolutely beautiful. You guys can see that I have dipped into quite a few, almost hitting pan on some of them, but this is a really good palette, and I had to mention it in today's video. So Too Faced has a ton of lip products, and you guys know I am a lip product junkie. Like, I love lipsticks, I love glosses, I love liquid lipsticks, and I just went ahead and narrowed it down to a few that were my favorites out of my collection. So the first ones I want to talk about are their lipsticks. So these are the ones that came out when they had the peach, the sweet peach collection. So these are the sweet peach lipsticks. I think I probably said it all wrong, but these are the ones from the peach collection. So I had the shade Got Peach. This is a really pretty, like a burnt orange shade. It's so pretty. And what I love about these lipsticks is they are so creamy and pigmented. Like, I feel like these are the most pigmented lipsticks that Too Faced has ever came out with. They are so creamy on the lips, and they also have a really nice matte finish. They're so pretty, you guys. So that one again is in the shade Got Peach. And another shade that I really like is called Sunday Funday. Now, this is a really pretty nude. It's kind of similar to the shade that I have on today, but it's a little bit lighter. But this is a really pretty color to pair with a brown lip liner, but I absolutely love these, you guys. But by far, these are probably some of the best ones that they have created, and I just love the texture. I love how they feel on the lips. They're very creamy, and they smell just like peaches. Smells so good. And the other lipsticks that I love from Too Faced is actually one that I have on my lips today, and this is one of their lipsticks from their Naturally Nude collection. This is in the shade Skinny Dippin', and I have this one paired with a lip liner, and I did a full video on the Naturally Nude lipsticks. So if you guys want to see a swatch video on these, I'm gonna have the video down below in my description. But this one is, it's supposed to be a matte lipstick, but it does have that semi shine to it, but it's really pretty and comfortable on the lips. So I do actually have it paired with a lip liner. I forgot the shade that I have on, but the lipstick that I have on is Skinny Dippin'. So I love this shade, and I also love a ton of their other shades, which I don't have them near me, but the formula of these lipsticks are amazing, so I had to definitely tell you guys about it. And the other lip product from Too Faced is their Melted Matte Liquid Lipsticks and their Melted Latex Liquid Lipsticks. Their Melted Matte Liquid Lipsticks are the best liquid lipsticks. Like, the formula is probably one of the best formulas in a liquid lipstick that I have tried. This is one of my favorite ones. This is in the shade Lady Balls. And I have another one which I cannot find. I was trying to look for it for today's video, but it's in the shade Bend and Snap. That's actually the one that I have on in my little profile pic here on my YouTube channel. It's a really pretty magenta pink. Like, that is literally my staple color from Too Faced. I love that shade, and I love how the formula of this liquid lipstick is on the lips. Like, it feels so comfortable. It literally feels like you don't have anything on your lips, and they wear all day on the lips. Like, they are not gonna budge when you put them on your lips. And then they have their melted latexes. Now, I am not a huge fan of a lip product that's sticky on the lips, and these are sticky, but the thing with these is they last longer on your lips than a typical lip gloss. So they're pigmented, and they also last so much longer than a lip gloss on your lips, even though they are a little sticky. So if you don't like, you know, a sticky gloss or anything like that on your lips, you may not like these. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the stickiness, but I do like how these wear on the lips. I like the fact that they stay put. They don't budge. You know, some glosses, if you wear them for a long period of time, you can kind of see them bleeding around your lip line. But these, they don't. Like, they stay put on the lips, and they are super pigmented and super, super glossy. So this is in the shade Strangelove. This is the one that I had on in my video where I did a review on the Jackie Aina and Too Faced collab. So the very last thing that I want to share with you guys that is my holy grail product from Too Faced is the Better Than Sex Mascara. This is going to give you a lot of length, a lot of volume, and it's just going to make your lashes look like you have on false lashes, which I absolutely love. They do have a waterproof one, but I don't really care for that one as much as I like this one. I don't know why, but the original one is bomb, you guys. So if you haven't tried out this mascara, what are you waiting on? Definitely try it out. So if you have never tried any of Too Faced mascaras, definitely try the Better Than Sex one, because this one is going to make you not want to try out anything else, because it's just that good. Like, this is going to make your lashes look so bomb. So I had to mention this one. All right, so those were all of my best of Too Faced products. Now we're gonna go ahead and dive into the worst of Too Faced. So we're gonna start out with eyeshadow palettes, and I have 3 palettes that did not work for me, that I just don't like at all. And the first one is the Too Faced The Power of Makeup eyeshadow palette. This was in collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, and I did a review on this palette a long time ago on my channel. Now, the shadows in here are pretty. It's just that I don't have much to work with the shadows. Like, I have this brown that I can use as my transition shade, and I have a black that I can use to smoke out the eye, and I also have a few shimmer shades. If you guys hear anything in the background, I don't know what that is outside, but what the heck is that? But when you get down to the bottom of the palette, you have blushes, you have a bronzer, and you have a highlighter. This highlighter is a no-go. This bronzer is obviously a no-go. These blushes are also a no-go because they look very powdery on my skin. I don't know, it's something about Too Faced blushes that I don't really care for when they're in a palette. But if it's like by itself, like the Too Faced Love Flush, what is it? The Love Flush, the Love Flush blushes, those are really nice. I didn't even put them in this box, but the Too Faced Love Flush, Too Faced Love Flush blush in the shade Your Love Is King, that one is a really pretty color. But when it comes to their blushes, when they put them in palettes, I don't know what it is about them, but they just don't look right on my skin. Like, they just look powdery, kind of chalky. I don't know. I don't care for it, but I wasn't a fan of this palette. Another palette that I wasn't a fan of was the Too Faced Chocolate Buns palette. Now, this was actually one of the first products that I've ever won on my channel. This was when I first started out with YouTube. I think I was about 1 year in, or maybe less than a year in, and Ipsy was having this little, I don't know what it was, but if you sign up and you did, I forgot what you had to do, but Ipsy was sending out these free palettes, and I entered, and surprisingly I won. But I liked it at first, but I noticed I don't even use this. Like, I don't use it. You have more browns in here than you do anything. You have a pink, you have a blue, you have a purple. It's just one of those palettes that just sits there. I never reach for it. I think I've used this maybe twice. I know I used it one time because I did use it in a tutorial. I think it was like a Valentine's Day tutorial. The only shades in this palette that are really standing out to me are the pink, the blue, and this purple. The other shades, they're just not really calling my name, and I'm just not really a huge fan of this palette. One more palette that I want to mention from Too Faced is their White Peach palette. Now, did I do a tutorial with this palette? I forgot, but I do know I did do a look using this palette. And the thing that I didn't like about this palette is the shades. The shades are too light. I just can't get any inspiration from this palette. I mean, it's cute, but the shades in here are too light. Like, they're too light. So in the past, Too Faced sent me this huge box with every single one of their bronzers, and I ended up giving all of them away because they did not work for my skin. I do still have one, but I just wanted to mention their bronzers in general because they don't work for deeper skin tones. Like, the darkest shade would maybe work for somebody that's maybe this shade, maybe. But if you're this shade, girl, no. But I believe their bronzers were repackaged, so this is one of the ones that I still have. This is the Beach Bunny Custom Blend Bronzer. Now, what I've done with this is I've actually used the deeper shade in here. Like, I would put my brush right here and use it as a bronzer, and it worked. The thing is, if they came out with a bronzer that's that exact same shade, I would love them even more. Like, Too Faced, come on. It's just the fact that it's really, really small. I had to really put my brush in that small corner right there just to get it to work. But the other shades in here, if you mix everything together, you're not gonna see it on my skin. Like, it's not, you girl. But as far as their bronzers in general, girl, they are a no-go. I really wish that they would expand the shades. And I also wish that they would expand the shades in their blushes. The only blush that works for me that I have tried is the shade Your Love is King, which is the Love Flush. I always get tongue-tied when I try to say that, but it is the Love Flush Blush. But yeah, so bronzers, no. Another product from Too Faced that I don't really care for is their Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Primer. I'm just not a fan of this. So after using this primer, I noticed it's best for me to use it just on my nose area and not my full face because it makes my face feel dry and I don't like that feeling. So if I use this, it's just on my nose and that's it. Like, I don't even put it on my forehead or my chin. I'll just put it on my nose area and that is it. But I wasn't a huge fan of this primer. The only primer from Too Faced that I love is the Hangover primer. You guys already know. Also, the Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. I don't know what it is about this, but every time I have used this, there's little bitty white dots all over my face. No matter how much I shake it, no matter how many times I use it, there's always this white residue on my face when I use it, and I don't like that. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about it. I don't know what it is. If you experience the same thing, let me know. Girl, I don't know. The very last thing from Too Faced from my collection that I don't like is the Unicorn Tears Gloss. Y'all, I'm not a huge fan of the unicorn theme anyway. The palette, what was it? The unicorn, was it the unicorn? What was it? It's the palette that looks like a rainbow. Now, that was a really cute palette. I have that in my collection. I do like that. But the other stuff from Too Faced is like the unicorn theme. I'm not a fan of. I've never been a fan of. And I'm just not a fan of this gloss. You guys know I love lip glosses, but this is something I would not wear. It's cute, but it's not one of those glosses that I would wear. Like, this is like a frosty ice blue, which I don't see myself putting on my lips anytime ever. All right, you guys, so that completes my best and worst of Too Faced. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know the brands you would like for me to do. So let's go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. Also, if I mention anything in this video that you have already tried, or if there's anything in this video that are your favorites or your not so much favorites, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts on anything that I shared in today's video. And I think that is all that I have. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you thumbs it up. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.